When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash Money, love my Cash Money.
Friday night here at the WFCU Center. Good evening and welcome to Knoxroom TV. Once again, the 401 rivalry sets place here. It's the London Lightning taking on the Windsor Express. This is Aaron Sanders with JP, Justin Prince as always. JP, let's talk about the London Lightning first. Now, they have the makings of the back-to-back championship team, but when it comes to this team specifically, they haven't found an answer to go overcome that hurdle because they trail 4-1 in the season series. What's been stopping them on their quest to win back-to-back championships?
Well, for one, when you look at the statistics, Aaron, one of the main things you really notice is, of course, London has been the top-scoring team, 116 points per game, but it's been their kryptonite this season, Windsor has been, for the Lightning, because they seem to score 9 points lower per game in the season series. Windsor's also been able to play stronger games throughout the season in the season series. It's just been one victory the entire year in this season series as well against London. There's a reason that Windsor has that 4-1 advantage. They've just been able to step it up better and be able to match up better in a matchup that on paper should be the exact opposite.
No question about it. But on the other side, the Windsor Express, they have really taken a liking to their new acquisitions like Kevin Loisel and Omar Strong. It all started last month, where they were in a very tight situation of going down to 4th place, but they really buckled down and made sure they took care of business, and because of that, they won 7 of their last 10 games. How have they been able to do it against all the other teams in the league?
Well, if you've been watching forward with this team, of course, some of the main things they have really done throughout the season for the Windsor Express, especially in the late going since getting their new players in the past month or so, has been stronger offensive play. That was one of the main weaknesses, was the ability to get perimeter shots when needed, something that can become kind of like a microwave pull-up shooter and drain a near automatic 3. When you have Omar Strong, that adds on to that. Bring Kevin Loisel, gives you a guy who has an option for a small ball lineup in the 5 spot as well on top of things for Windsor, and somebody that can bring some good defense off the bench as well as a former champion and good hustle on the defensive side. And then you have the rest of the team. When you look at it, Sefton Barrett, when he's played, he's been a very strong defensive player for Windsor as well. So there are these acquisitions Windsor's brought in, like last season, are one of the main reasons the Express are one of the hottest teams in the NBLC heading into March here for this month.
And you know, it's quite interesting, you mentioned Sefton Barrett. He is deactivated today in turn of Omar Strong coming back into the lineup. The London Lightning, they have a couple acquisitions herself. Kyle Johnson and Joel Friesen-Lassie has been activated, but in the place, deactivated is Johanny Dallenberg and Brian Akingabe. But with that in mind, how do you see the London Lightning's chances here tonight?
Well, I still feel this is going to be a very close game regardless. I think their chances are pretty good. Of course, you got to remember they are on the long road trip. Their next home game, of course, isn't until the 15th, and they've been on the road for a pretty long time, just about a whole month by the end of this road trip. So that is one of the main reasons I think they're going more of a small ball lineup against a big man lineup. They're probably going to be interchangeable for the next stop on the road trip. So that's one of the main things you got to think about as well. Both of them have been very strong offensive players, or very good players, I should say. So London's got a good shot. It's going to be a close game, I think. It's going to be, I think, within 5 points.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how things all work out because they got to go on the road to the Moncton Coliseum to play against the Magic on Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of changes they do. The Windsor Express, quickly, what's going to be the keys of the game? Because they beat them last week. What can they do that they have to take a page from last week?
Well, you got to remember, the 2 players they activated, of course, are guards. So they got to be prepared for what could be more of an outside of attack this week. And we've seen this all season. It's inside, then goes back outside when the inside is not there. So be ready to trap the players inside the paint, and try and force them to can make a contested shot inside the paint. And if they get the pass on the outside for my second point, be ready on the defense. Because if you go zone defense and leave somebody wide open, London will make you pay, as we've seen in most of the games this season for the Lightning. Third point for the Express as well. They got to make sure they do not slow down, because you got to remember, those are statistics we were talking about with the season series. Those are different than what will happen in reality, because if you allow London to, let's say, score 120 points, it's going to be an absolute big-time challenge. So Windsor's got to be able to have that defense step up and then have the ability to have the offense ready to respond if it gets to an absolute shootout. It could come down to who has the best X's and O's, I think. Windsor, they got to make sure those X's and O's are focused a lot on the defensive side for the offense.
All right, here we go. We're locked and loaded. The 401 rivalry continues right here from the WFCU Center. Windsor Express, London Lightning. Oh Canada, the starters and the anthem coming up here on Knoxum TV.
Joining Bethany at center court carrying the Canadian flag is Roger Moore, who is our father of the game. The Windsor Express and Curtis J.K. Printing would like to acknowledge and show our appreciation to our dedicated fathers all season long by highlighting someone new each game. Thanks to Roger and Curtis J.K. Printing.
Strong.
our national anthem, sung to a T, as we prepare for NBL Canada action. London Lightning sitting at a good record, 20-9, going up against the Windsor Express, who have been riding at a positive as of lately. They have a 16-14 record as we welcome you back to the WFCU Center here on Knoxstrom TV. JP, quickly before we go into today, we already mentioned how big of a mountain it is to climb for the London Lightning within the next couple of days, but with some of those positives, what else do they have to do to match up against the Windsor Express, who have been riding on all-time high with their shooting?
Yeah, for the London Lightning right now, they got a lot to think about, of course, and a lot of positives, as you said. The strong three-point play, the strong play inside, one of the top teams inside the baskets, and their ability to be able to have the transition plays. There's a lot of positives for this London team we've seen all season long, and it's going to potentially lead to a very fun matchup tonight, especially when you think about it this way, too. This is the top rebounding team on top of things. You got the top assist team in town. So statistically and play style wise, they have a ton of positives heading into the WFCU Center tonight.
We apologize for the lack of scoreboard tonight. We'll keep you updated on the minute, every minute with the score. We hope you have a good time here tonight. But once again, looking at these rosters, they're pretty stacked if you subtract the deactivations. But you know what? This is like day and night difference. The London Lightning, they stuck to their core with addition to a few players since the start of the season. The Windsor Express, on the other hand, they kept only a couple of players from last season. But in addition to that, for these rookie players, they're really stirring up like veterans as we see the starting five for each clubs working out. DeMontre Harris, Chad Frazier, Shaq Keith, Logan Stutz, and Maurice Jones starts off the Lightning. And then for the Express, and for the Lightning, Mo Bolden will start as the 5, followed by Anderson, Royce White, Doug Herring Jr., and Garrett Williamson, who has a milestone upon himself, and we'll get to that later. Tip-off here. We're underway here at the WFCU Center. Glad you're joining us here. Doug Herring starts with the ball right on over to Bolden. He's going to go to work immediately, go on the left side, wanted the foul, can't get it. He'll still have to go to work, and DeMontre Harris makes easy work of him immediately, and the Windsor Express are on the move.
Yeah, good screen setup right there, but very tough plays overall for that possession. And as you can see, just a bit of a struggle in the end to try and get the bucket in contested traffic.
The Express side starts with Stutz with the jump hook. One way to start off.
One way to start it off, indeed, to start off the scoring 2-0. Just a simple little post hook inside, gets the basket to go.
2-0 is a score for the Express. Royce White at his hot spot, drives inside, gets flustered right out to Bolden. Bolden driving left side. Good pick-pot pass. Bolden, second chime, won't work for him. He gets flustered, and here's Chad Frazier with the ball. Chad Frazier coming into the Windsor Express, JP. Caught the hot hand ever since being signed, and he's one of the fan favorites, as we mentioned over and over again. Good behind-the-back dribble, outside Stutz. Pump fakes, gets Bolden off his feet. Here's Frazier. Misses the 3. DeMontre tried to keep it alive, but can't, and here comes White. Anderson tried to work the room on the right side. Goes around the world. Herring Jr. fires a 3, and it goes.
That's exactly what I mentioned during the pregame. If you leave them open on the perimeter, they're going to try and make you pay. In that case, Doug Herring Jr. wide open by a country mile. London's on the scoreboard for the first basket.
3-2 in favor of them. Just underway here from Windsor, Ontario. Frazier one-on-one against Williamson. 15 on 15. Gets the pick from Stutz. He gets his reward. Fires it from in deep, no good. Rebound by Anderson. Here comes Williamson. If he scores 24 points today, he'll become the all-time leading scorer for the Lightning as Doug Herring Jr. connects on another 3, falling away in the process.
And that leads to one of the other points. Transition offense. That time just able to get up the floor quickly. Line open. It's Doug Herring Jr. for the pass back. Easily gets it to go.
Good fake by Harris. Gets thwarted, gets double teamed, but nothing doing to him. He gets it to go.
Good tough play inside. Harris, definitely one of those strong players inside to get those baskets in the low pokes.
Herring at the top, guarded by Frazier. They switch up, and now they give it inside to White. 11 on the shot clock. Anderson pumps, drives inside, misses the shot. Rebound by Harris. Once again to mention, Garrett Williamson is 24 points away from becoming the London Lightning's all-time leading scorer as Maurice Jones hits a J from the free throw line.
Yeah, nice fadeaway to tie things up back at 6 apiece with 9:14 to go here in this first quarter. Good basket from Maurice Jones.
This is the type of aggression and anticipation you need if you're watching both clubs. Anderson's banker doesn't go. Harris will take care of the ball. And he goes right side to Jones. Jones, quick up three. No good. Anderson with the read. Down open is White.
Yeah, that was wide open. No one was down there for the transition before the shot even reached the rim. White was off for the rush, and he was wide open for that pass by about 5 feet.
And they're up 2, 8-6. Crossover dribble is thwarted, but on the foul is Garrett Williamson.
Yeah, a drawn foul there, but Williamson, of course, one of those hustle players that London has, and one of those strong players on offense. That time tried to draw the charge, was close to doing so, but of course, that's his first offensive foul. And a nice play from Harris, meanwhile, again from the low post with the hook shot.
DeMontre Harris is one of the reasons why he got his starting position. On the other end, Doug Herring Jr. again with the three. 3 threes in a row for Herring Jr.
Yeah, Doug Herring Jr. is just red hot right now. We've seen this earlier on in the season from outside. He's continuing this up now tonight.
DeMontre Harris gets the shot to go. So it's the battle of the three-point display from the London Lightning and the bully of the boards on the Windsor Express side. But Lightning are up 11-10 with 8 minutes to go. Herring outside, bowled in, corner 3. Can't get it to fall. Here comes Keith on the move. Shaq Keith, he's improved his game and changed his game within the last week and a half. We'll get to that later on. Here's Stutz, high corner. And here's Keith. He wants to go to work, but he gets thwarted. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Keith to Harris, fires it, misses it. Ryan Anderson again with the rebound. Here comes Herring Jr. He has a hot hand, but he gives it to White. Bolden from the parking lot hits glass.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forth at this point, and already it looks like Keith Vassell is going to bring in some substitutions soon.
And Keith gets the banker to go. Shaq Keith, we mentioned he changed his game. We usually see him firing threes, but now he's taking care of business inside. Herring Jr. again for the 3. Doug Herring Jr. What more can we say about him, folks? He has the hot hand.
Yeah, he is just absolutely unconscious right now on the offensive side. As we see Maurice Jones with the response and the layup.
The ice cream reverse scoop by Maurice Jones ties this game at 14 with 6:50 to go in the opening quarter. White slows things down. Now Herring Jr. gets it back from the corner. The pick and pop. Royce White doesn't get his dessert. Herring fakes once, gets it stripped away by Jones. Loose ball on the floor, and DeMontre Harris will take care of that. And here comes the Express. 3-on-2. Keith inside to Stutz. All the way to Harris. Almost takes it home. The donut misses the coffee, but that won't do anything because he got fouled.
Yeah, trying to go for the slam dunk, but I think in that case, with the foul drawn, you don't need it to go into the coffee cup that much, although having it go in the coffee cup would have been nice for an extra 3-point play chance. But of course, good play for drawing the whistle, of course, especially for the top team in free throw percentage in the NBLC.
Number 1, you're catching up with the coffee cup, and I'm proud of you with that. Number 2, you hit it right on the nail. You don't want to put them to the line. 79% from the free throw line as Harris knocks down the first one. And also to mention, too, the London Lightning with a couple of substitutions, Julian Boyd and Kyle Johnson back in. So that is a 2-point game for the Express, 16-14. Garrett Williamson down the lane. And that's 2 of his 24 points needed to become the all-time leading scorer in London Lightning history. You got to watch out for Garrett Williamson, too. He is an effective scorer.
Yeah, especially on the inside, just like that.
And DeMontre Harris lets out a major scream. He defies gravity with that one-hand jam.
Well, what was I just about to say? Harris can also do the exact same thing, but that time, going with absolute authority for the slam dunk.
Absolutely. Royce inside, guarded by Stutz. Inside, Williamson once again. Back-to-back buckets for Garrett Williamson. 4 points for the night. Tie game at 18.
Yeah, halfway to the first quarter, too. So this is an absolute offensive bonanza right now.
Frazier gets double team, breaks through it on the left side, goes upside of the right side with a reverse shot.
With a good basket from Frazier, one of those players we were going to mention off earlier. Good play. Player for hustle offensive baskets. That time getting an easy layup, just like the easy layup from White.
Royce White gets his first 2 of the night, and we're tied at 20. 5:17 to go in the first quarter. Back and forth game as expected, and you got to expect that if you're watching a 401 rivalry like this. Frazier out to Jones, corner 3, off the top. Stutz tried to get the rebound, but Julian Boyd beats him right to it. Under 5 to go in the first. Herring Jr. gets the step on Harris, but before that, Harris gets his hand caught in the cookie jar, and he will be assessed with a foul.
Yeah, that's textbook case of getting your hand caught, trying to get a chocolate chip cookie, getting an easy reach in. But of course, we're tied up at 20 apiece here, less than 5 minutes to go. 4:58 to be exact here in this first quarter here, Aaron.
Media timeout, all knotted up at 20. We'll come back to you on the other side of this break.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans, for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money. Hey.
Stats.
This is the type of hot start you like to see. We're all tied up at 20 between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express coming out of the media timeout. JP, what have you liked so far from this first 6.5 minutes of play here?
Well, let me just say, if you're a fan of offense, you're absolutely cheering on your couch right now because there's just the way things have been going, especially with Doug Herring Jr. on the perimeter, basically getting just about everything to go near automatic. It's been strong plays for him. It's also been some good plays on the inside. Good, simple plays and simple post moves and simple layups, getting things done here in the early going. That's why we're tied up at 20 apiece here in this first quarter with 4:58 to go.
And another thing when it comes to finishing strong, DeMontre Harris done it justice. So many, a couple of baskets, one dunk after another, taking it home where it matters the most, because once again, when it comes to these two teams, they're battling for a high playoff spot if need be, because if everything works out for the Windsor Express at the end of the year, they could be as high as second place, but once again, nobody could thwart off the St. John's Edge and the London Lightning because they're fighting for first place as well.
Yeah, right now, Windsor is in third seed right now. You got to remember, the top 3 seeds have already sealed themselves up in the Central Division. St. John's, London, Windsor, all clinched their playoff spots. But right now, Windsor needs this hot streak to keep on going because they got 10 games to go. They're 4 games back. So they need some luck right now from London and St. John's to be able to shift themselves up 1 seed, if up to at least the 2nd seed. It's going to take keeping things together and keeping up the strong momentum they have had here from February and keep it up into the final month of the season for March before the playoffs.
This is going to be interesting. They're having clock issues while we get things started over here, so we apologize for the clock and technical difficulties around here. Once again, no scoreboard again, but we'll continue going through the motions with you. And while we have this time, let's take a look at the out-of-town scores, because we got 2 games on the East Coast that are taking care of business right over there. St. John's Edge, they're taking care of business by 15, JP, over the KW Titans. And one thing to note, too, despite the Titans still on the losing streak, I think their direction under Convell Johnson really improved their game, because we're seeing them as a more confident team.
Yeah, we were just discussing this on the way to the WFCU Center today, in fact, with KW. It seems like their offense has been a bit more confident shooting-wise. It's been a bit of a stronger play from KW, so they do have the solid foundation now brought in after the coaching change, I think. It's just, is there enough time, really? Because it's going to be an absolute miracle, I think, to move up to the 4th seed when you think about it. Of course, Halifax and St. John are also going on in the close game as well.
Kyle Johnson gets the shot to go, and we see their action going on at the Harbor Station. St. John's up 4 with 9:41 to go in the 3rd quarter. Anyway, back to this game. Omar Strong is into the lineup. He was activated this afternoon. Here's Stutz right inside, down at the wing, tries to drive, but Julian Boyd won't let him. Here comes Strong, cutting to the right side. Kevin Loisel's into the game too. He gets his first touch of the night. He goes inside the drive. The teardrop, no good.
Way too much traffic inside, unable to get the bucket to go. Ends up missing off the rims.
Friesen Laddie to the basket, no good. And Loisel immediately picks up a rebound. A quiet start. He made his Express debut last week. Well, his re-debut, as he goes to the basket and gets fouled, he'll go to the line. He had a quiet re-debut last Wednesday against the Lightning, only picking up a couple of minutes and 1 foul to boot. But it's how he took care of business this last Friday night is where the numbers come into a good effect.
Yeah, he's been somebody, like we mentioned before, somebody that's been very good to come back into the system. And as he's gotten more and more used to the system, he's gotten more stronger with it. As you mentioned, on the last game, he had a good performance where he was helpful with the defensive side, helpful with the offensive side. So he's somebody that is going to get a whole lot stronger as he continues on with his role, I think, as the rest of the season goes on back in Windsor.
Once again, he's adjusting to the new system because it's quite different from how he was in the Express uniform a few years ago, but he's really gelling it in like everybody else this year. Boyd, open 3, no good. Rebound by Stutz, and here comes Keith down the lane. That's another player who adjusted to a new system too. Keith driving out to Racing, skips it right on over to Loisel. Fires a 3 himself. It spins in and out. Here's Capers, right down over Johnson, the 3, and he buries it.
Yeah, and that just shows how much the three-point game has been on fire for London tonight so far. That's why they're up by 4, 25-21.
And 3:18 to go to boot here. Here's Keith asking for a Loisel screen. He gets it, goes on to the right side. Keith finds Racing. Keith gets the ball again. He's down to the left side, fires it, and it is short.
Yeah, short and to the right there. We've seen the last time they played at home, the Windsor Express, as he draws the whistle on the hard screen.
Offensive foul down there, and that's what the Windsor Express need in order to push themselves and try to run away with this game because, as indicated on the stats too, JP, they are the second best team in the league when it comes to personal fouls, so that's one way to do it.
One way to do it indeed right now. That's why London already has 4 fouls here in this quarter. Still a little ways away from the bonus as Loisel's going in.
Loisel try to go for the behind the back pass to Strong, but that does not work in his favor. He'll go the Lightning way. Those are one of the mistakes you don't need because once upon a time, the Windsor Express was the best team in the league when it comes to the fewest turnovers, but of course that turnover right there does not show it justice. Johnson on the drive, gets triple team, creates some space, gets the fall away J to go. Lightning are up 27-21.
Yeah, their offense is just clicking right now. I think it's time to try and steal up the defense. They need a basket, Windsor.
Here's Stutz with the Euro, the ice cream scoop, count it, and a foul.
Yeah, that was a good little step through from Stutz to drive inside, draw the contact, and with that just being at the edge of the restricted zone, that counts for the N1 situation as Frazier is going to come in.
So the 15th foul for the Lightning. Logan Stutz off to the line. Once again, came into the Windsor Express late last season. Taking care of business. Formerly from the Niagara River Lions, who we're going to see tomorrow night, JP. And we'll get to that later on in this game as he knocks down the three-point play. We're going to see Eric Parker come into the first time tonight. And boy, he had a good game not so long ago, about a couple of weeks ago against the River Lions, I believe. That was his breakthrough game because before that, he was just averaging about 2-3 points a game.
Yeah, that was his career high in points, if you remember. 21 points, and he made 3 triples on the night.
And Julian Boyd gets that shot to go. Basket weaving through the heart of the defense.
The basket weaving indeed. Right now, Windsor needs to basket weave themselves to some more baskets. They trail by 5.
29-24. Good job on the alliterations right there from JP Justin Prince. Strong knocks down the 3. Omar Strong cuts the lead to 2. 29-27 with 1:35 to go. Boyd from the corner. No good. Rebound by Frazier. Strong with the ball again. Right on over to Rayson. Another hot shooter. Misses it from the top. Boyd immediately gets the rebound. Johnson fires. No good. Rebound by Rayson.
And it looks like both sides are trying to set the tempo right now. That's why it's going high-paced.
Here's Rayson. Up and in. He's going to the line.
And good layup inside to draw the contact. And this could give Windsor the lead right on back. This was a 5-point game just about 30 seconds ago. Just shows what's exactly going on, especially the risk that can happen if you try to establish a tempo and end up missing a stretch of baskets in a row.
And so far, the Windsor Express are relying on their backcourt rather, within the last few minutes. The London Lightning trying to answer it back. Here's Johnson off the left side, and it rims out. Frazier thought about the 3, but he'll go to triple threat. Brings it to the center, right on over to Strong. Strong with the spin move and the footwork, fires it, put her there! Omar Strong with the razzmatazz.
Well, that was definitely a quality razzmatazz, that's for sure. Sizing up, getting enough separation, stepping to the left side, and ends up getting the bucket.
And now the Express have a 4-point lead, 33-39, under 30 seconds to play. Williams Jr. off the banker and in. The former Windsor Express and Niagara River Lion gets that 2 to go. Shot clock is dead here for the last 15 seconds of play. 33-31 is the score. Strong slowing things down, taking a look at the clock. Time is of the essence, fires it, misses it this time. Williams Jr. with the save down to 1 second. He will fling it, and it will hit Brad Bondy, and that will end the first quarter. Will not necessarily hit him. He got that catch on there, but nonetheless, we're at the end of one. 33-31, the Windsor Express with the lead. We'll come back for the second quarter right after this message from Knoxstrom TV.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans, for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
Second quarter time at the WFCU Center. 33-29 is the score as we are set to be underway here in the second quarter. Aaron Sanders and JP Justin Prince, and you even said it coming out of the media timeout, if you are a fan of offense, then you are really marking out on the performance from both of these clubs here tonight.
Yeah, right now we've seen that from the perimeter, that's for sure, as well as in the inside, specifically with Windsor for the inside, drawing the contact for 2-and-1s. in that first quarter. So this has been just an absolutely shootout right now. I think if you're Windsor, you're definitely probably discuss closing up the defense on the perimeter, because London has been just pulling up for the pull-up 3 on the way up the floor. When they got the chance for London, I think they got to start locking down that paint, that's for sure right now. It's 33-31 to correct you.
The quick correction right there, I was about to say, it's a little bit too close to have a 4-point game. Loisel open look, falls through with a shot, but Kirk Williams Jr. is on the run. Kirk right on over the freezing Laddie. Bolden and Marcus Capers. They rely to their second string and has been very powerful this season. Williams Jr. on the left side, one-on-one against Parker, falls away. Is an offensive foul.
Yeah, maybe an offensive foul there, but the second string for London has been one of the strongest, in fact, the strongest in the NBLC, I think. It got to where in the early goings of the season, when talking to assistants, they felt that this was an absolute challenge because their second string. Season series says otherwise.
And the Windsor Express are up in that season series 4-1. And a miscue there, but Rayson bails out the Express as they play free ball. 8 on the shot clock, he falls away, flat as day old soda. Here comes the Lightning. And a steal by Loisel. He redeems the Express. And here comes Strong. Misses the 3. Rayson saves it, tight ropes the sideline. Impressive play by Rayson. Gets the ball back, goes on the other side, inside. Almost got the slam, Eric Parker, but he's gonna go off to the line. That was an impressive sequence considering a broken play.
Yeah, when you look at that, you missed the shot on the outside, then Rayson is right there, able to strip away the rebound inside, tight whirl it down the baseline to get back to the perimeter, goes back down the baseline to try and drive it in, finds the trailer in Eric Parker, and now Parker has a chance to get 2 free throws and make 2 free throws to make this a 2-possession game.
I don't know about you, but the muscle power within these last few games of the WFCU Center has been at its best. We seen Derek Hall last week slam it on Kevin Loisel, but now Eric Parker and DeMontre Harris is becoming the beast to the hoop. As Eric Parker knocks down the first free throw, and he'll knock down the second one. It's 35-31.
Windsor shifting from a 2-3 to a 3-2 zone in this play right now.
Anderson, stop pop, that's what he does best, but misses that one this time. Here comes Strong down the line. And an errant pass to Chad Frazier prompts into a turnover.
Yeah, that was, I think, trying to push the tempo for the transition and just way too strong of a pass. There's no simple way to put it. Leads to the simple turnover.
And the Lightning get the ball back, 35-31, just underway here in the second quarter. Once again, apologies to no scoreboard. We're going to work on that as best as we can. The shot by Williams Jr. is no good, but they retain possession.
Yep, retain possession right now and getting a chance for some substitutions. Of course, one of those being Doug Herring Jr.
And with Doug Herring Jr., Royce White will come into the fold, and Logan Stutz will return for the Express. Once again, the London Lightning with a 20-9 record. It's a little bit of a cry from their 35-5 record from last year, but they are still in first place. The Windsor Express, on the other hand, they're above 500, and they've won 7 of their last 10 games.
Yeah, 30 straight games, and that's come from a much improved team here in the second half of the season as they get the steal.
Stripped away by Frazier. They slow things down into Stutz, high-low, blocked by White. Perfect timing right there, paid it all off. Bolden into Capers, slams it home. High-low passes work out, and they prevail for the London Lightning as they cut this lead to 2.
Yeah, and that's going to go against the Express up the floor, I think, too, because, yeah, it's going to be on Loisel as Capers draw it up the floor. Yeah, Kevin Loisel called for the first foul for him right now, and drawing the whistle as that was coming up the floor. Loisel and Capers having a slight little bump, I think. Score still, Aaron, is 35-43.
And what has been a very intense game so far between these two teams, but make no bones about it. This is the 401 rivalries. We have a stoppage of play. It will be an Express foul.
Yeah, and this is going to be just their second, of course. We've seen this in the recent times during their strong times. While the fouls have fouls are still second in personal fouls for them as a team per game. They've gone into where it's a slow foul situation for the first quarter. Usually they start picking up in the second, third, and fourth quarter, the fouls.
Down to 9 on the shot clock. Bolden's teardrop faltered by the Windsor Express defense once again. .9:33 to go in the second quarter. Windsor Express regains the lead, and now Strong has the ball, goes off Stutz's pick, fires it, got it.
Yeah, you can hear the play call all the way up here at the media booth. You heard, find it to Strawn, find it to Strawn. He makes it a simple 3.
Once again, that's that hot hand the Express needed as White's shot doesn't fall.
Yeah, they got to watch for Omar Strawn again.
And here we go again. Pierces through the defense whistle. And the Express will hold on to the ball. Once again, you need those hot hands intact, especially for back-to-back home games. You got a big game here tonight and another big game against the Niagara River Lions tomorrow. And we'll have some substitutions. Demontre Harris will check back in for Kevin Loisel. And Garrett Williamson will come back. He has 4 points right now. He's 20 away from becoming the team's all-time leading scorer. So we'll stay zeroed into that as he returns to the court. Harris on the inbounds pass. 12 on the shot clock. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Frazier misses the 3. Herring Jr. with a rebound. Had the hot hand in the first quarter. Let's see if that will convert here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and right now the play's definitely being drawn up by Herring Jr., telling everyone where he wants them to go. Expect one more player to come around.
And here's Bolden, the J, no good.
That time he just decided to take it up himself. Bad jump shot in the end.
Good face pass. On the other side, it's Stutz. Tries to get the spin move, but can't. But Jones is open. Misses it from top. Here comes White with a rebound. White from point A to point B misses the shot. Here comes Omar Strong again. He's taking no time. He flings the 3, misses it again, and Stutz picks up the rebound. Down the corner is Jones, and he misses it. So the Windsor Express not taking good quality shots and not taking good fair share of the ball. White gets fouled. He's off to the line.
Yeah, going back to that Windsor missed layup inside from Jones, you gotta make that because you had maybe just one defender around there who was reacting late to the play. You're wide open. You gotta make those plays. You can't afford it to go off the front rim. You can't afford to have an ice-cold Maurice Jones in this kind of a rivalry matchup.
It's Heartbreak City for the Windsor Express within the last few possessions, so now they have to go back to their game plan as Royce White makes the first free throw. It's 37-34. Just about 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. White misses the second free throw, hits off the front. Here comes Jones. Jones. Strong driving all by himself to the basket, and Anderson swaps the rebound. Here's Williamson up and in. Put 2 more on his resume for Garrett Williamson. He has 6 of the evening.
Yeah, great transition play. Easy 2 for him, and just able to make a 1-point game.
And a 3 is good, something that the Express needed, and now they're up 40-36.
This is going to go a bit more of a higher tempo, I think, at this point.
And the shot goes. Boy, that tap dancer on the rim works out. It takes 2 to tango, but that ball went in with ease.
Went in with ease, and right now, it's time to establish the tempo from both sides. I think they want to go a bit more of a higher tempo to set up their offenses.
Harris, jump hook thwarted. Jones bails him out. So if Demontre Harris is all flustered up inside, you look at Maurice Jones as they lead 42-39. High-low pass. Right in. Williamson swoops in. Garrett Williamson, once again, he is on a mission. I don't know if he knows how far he is from the record, but boy howdy, he has 8 for the evening. We have a stoppage of play here, JP. Shaq Keith set to come back in.
Yeah, and this is approaching near the mid-time. Yeah, they're going to call a foul, actually, on Ryan Anderson.
That will be on Anderson, and with that, they'll pick up their third team foul. 42-41 as we approach our media timeout. We'll be back with you right after this word.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
All right, 42-41 is the score as we welcome you back here on Knoxstrom TV. London Lightning still pulling through and still staying alive in this one, JP. Garrett Williamson, 8 points, coming alive in the second quarter. But of course, it's those Windsor Express turnovers. It's one of the reasons why the London Lightning has been able to capitalize.
Yeah, right now we've seen a lot of missed executions, and where there's some good opportunities, then they lose the handling on the ball and just turn it over, or end up passing, for example, as he's seen all the way into the third row. So they can't afford to have these kind of turnovers, especially with London A right on the doorstep still after a technical free throw made by Omar Strawn, I think. And second, there's the ball movement from London that's starting to slow down and break down. Doug Herring Jr. hasn't had a lot of shot attempts. Take advantage, start pulling away right now. You can't afford to turn it over.
That's right. Ryan Anderson, I think he was pinned with the unsportsmanlike foul. That's why Omar Strong got that free throw uncontested. Swapped away by Williamson. Here comes Herring Jr. all the way. Dougie Herring Jr. gets 2 more points on the board, and that ties the game at 43 with 6:08 remaining in the half. Strong gets the Harris screen. Grapevines through 2 defenders. Open is Frazier. Hits the board but misses it. Immediately we have a foul. It'll go the other way.
Yeah, I think that's inside where they're battling for the post right there. But yeah, just not the best shot at selection from Frazier. A little bit of a contested shot. Ends up missing it. And already 4 fouls apiece now with that, with Shaquille Keith back into the game.
Shaq Keith comes back into the game, 5:50 to go. Here's Bolden going to work, flips it all over, and before that, traveling call.
Yeah, I think they're going to call the travel actually because he lost the handle for a second, and they're going to say he was still dribbling it, so to speak, leading to the traveling call. They're going to... So that leads to the simple misexecution. Again, another silly turnover.
And with that, the Windsor Express get capitalized. Here's Jones down, out. Frazier gets that 3 to go this time.
Yeah, that time much better shot selection for the perimeter shot. Able to make it with enough separation to have no one around to contest it or cause pressure for the 3.
London Lightning, on the other hand, looking for answers. Here's Williamson. He has 8 points tonight. And he'll put 2 more. They'll count it, and he's off to the line for the N1.
Yeah, this is what London needs right now, to have players like Williamson stepping on up. Draws the whistle again inside, and he's going to have a chance for the 3-point play. There's a reason he's one of those players that we've seen all season have those plays go very well in clutch situations, especially on the inside. Leading to his at 19 points per game this year on the campaign.
And that N1 gives him 11 points. He's 13 points away from shattering that record as the game is tied at 46. Frazier down at the left side looking for answers. Decides to take it himself, goes behind the back with the spin cycle. Goes right down to the corner, thwarted away. Here comes Herring Jr. on the steal, right into Bolden, the finger roll. Oh boy!
Yeah, that is the same situation that happened the last time Bolden had the ball.
Well, I said it once and I'll say it again. That shot was flat as day-old soda. And once again, London Lightning doing a rare mistake of missing that layup.
Yeah, again, it was the situation of Bolden losing the handle of the ball and ended up getting the ball right on back with no one else touching it, so that counts for the travel. Two bad, silly plays, misexecutions really, from Bolden.
Especially in the game this close. We're knotted up at 46 with 4:33 to go. Jones misses the three. Anderson falls down, but Williamson gets the rebound. And Williamson will have it on the right side of your screen. Brings it back up to the corner. Here's Anderson, gets double teamed, finds a bailout option, and Boyd right on over. Basket weaves the Herring Jr., gets Frazier off the step, and Boyd finishes off with a reverse.
My goodness, just absolutely beautiful ball movement that time to the point where it spread the defense to absolutely chaos, able to take advantage for the bucket.
And here's Frazier trying to go up with White, but he will be pinned with the foul.
Yeah, drawing that whistle once again and again. Windsor showing why they've been able to all season long draw enough whistles to go to the stripe a fair amount of times to put themselves in good situations. This time they do not go to the stripe, obviously, but they're approaching that whistle. Guess what? We have a scoreboard.
Folks, in the second quarter they said let there be scoreboard, and we got it. Shot is missed by Harris. Royce picks up the rebound down to Anderson. Drives with the good pace. Royce White slams it with the right hand.
Yeah, nice little slam dunk. They did have the second option on the perimeter, but White just makes it work with enough separation.
Jones all by himself. Oh, what a pass to Harris! Maurice Jones behind the shoulder. Now, you can't practice that. That's in the moment.
Yeah, that's in the moment indeed, where you got to make sure, see what's going on around you that time. You going over the shoulder, finding the pass simply right to Harris for the easy slam dunk, and gets the bucket. They trail by 2.
50-48 is the score, as you can now see on your screen. Herring Jr. right on over to Anderson. Finds White. Another easy look for White as he slams it with authority.
Yeah, 4 straight points for him inside right now, so they got to find a way to prepare for a double team with that, especially with Harris and Stutz on the floor.
Frazier falls away, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
Yeah,
and we have a technical foul, I think, on the Lightning bench or Keith Vassell.
Yeah, he looked at him directly in the eye and gave the technical on that. That's why I was just about to say that. Yeah, it is officially on London's bench. And Royce White's now discussing things with the bench.
He better be careful, because he did have a situation like this early on in the season. But before the free throw, Omar Strong will check back in. Logan Stutz will shoot the technical. Then again, if you're the London Lightning bench, there is one reason to not be happy about that. But once again, in a crucial game like this, don't let your mind or your actions take advantage of what has been and what is a beautiful game so far, as the free throw is made. So the Windsor Express will retain possession with 2:42 to go.
Yeah, getting to that point you said about keeping your emotions in check, really, you got to think about this too. Those little ticky-tack technicals, or any technicals in the end, they can end up in the end being the main thing separating you from winning and losing. I've seen this a couple times this season. You don't want to be that team that loses by 4 because of a technical free throw.
High-low pass doesn't work out. Harris misses 2 shots, and here comes Royce on the rebound. White with the mismatch on Jones, but it works out for him. Jones, 1-on-2, gets flustered all the way up and in. Count it, and a foul. Maurice Jones, with the disadvantage of the numbers game, takes care of business with a strong finish.
Yeah, that was a very easy steal we've seen there, because he noticed coming off the defense, just able to go for the quick boost, immediately gets the pass directly right to him, drives on in, gets the N1. Now he has a chance to make it a 2-point game. There's a reason he's one of the strongest defensive players in terms of steals per game on the season in the NBLC.
For the moment there, it looks like Royce White was just going to beat him off the dribble, but Jones, to his credit, paid extreme dividends by staying on the ball, and that's why he got the steal. The 1-on-2 disadvantage worked out in his favor as he knocks down the 3-point play. So the Windsor Express, in a swing of events, regains the lead by 2. We'll have the Knockstrom halftime coming up in a matter of minutes. Williamson defers it right on over to Anderson, who connects with the 3.
Yeah, Ryan Anderson coming off the nice little play. Able to get it go again. Less than 2 minutes to go here. Those are the kind of plays you need to get consistently made here.
Here's Strong. Waves off Stutz' pick. Goes on the left side. 7 on the shot clock. Strong with the footwork. Falls away, but a travel's called. 1 step too many on that account.
Yeah, just taking the words out of my mouth for the 1 step too many there. Just sizing up. Trying to get it to get for the left side for the jump shot. Ends up getting called for the travel. And again, travel is still coming into play a little bit here in the early going.
55-54 with 1:35 remaining in the half. Herring Jr. 1-on-1 against Strong. Will not beat him off the dribble. Quick series of screens down up top. Herring right on over to Williams Jr. Inside the Boyd. He'll go to the line for the and 1. An impressive finish once again with the right hand.
An impressive finish indeed. Taking advantage there, stretching the floor once again. You've seen that with the pick set for the pick and fade around the perimeter on the outside to set up Kirk Williams Jr. Quick pass inside when the defenders try to chase after Kirk Williams Jr. Boyd's there easily there. Draws the contact, gets the N1.
And with that, the Express and both them in the Lightning have neither fouls to give, so the next foul will put them over the limit as Julian Boyd will be set to go to the line. And we're going to have a couple of boo birds over here. So fans aren't happy. They're just trying to find out what's going on as Julian Boyd and Garrett Williamson will discuss things with the referee.
I'm confused about what he's trying to discuss here.
And the fans, they are not happy about this. Probably a delay of game. Maybe they wanted a delay of game call because of the fact, but they won't get that. And with that, Julian Boyd is off to try to make a 3-point play here. And he does, and that will expand the Lightning lead to 4.
And it looks like it's going to be a half-court trap from London.
Stutz breaks through it all. Jones right out to Keith. Keith in, out to Stutz. Fires it, buries it.
Yeah, able to break the trap there quickly. Got the inbound. Passed it right to Stutz. Passing around to break the press. Leaves Stutz open with the double teams coming around.
Boyd inside, blocked by Harris. It'll be Express ball.
Yeah, I think that bounced off a London defender after the block from Harris. Yeah, this is getting in a very defensive, intense game here in the final couple minutes here of this first half.
We have a ball game here, folks. 58-57 with 45 seconds to go. Stutz with the ball, 1-on-1 against Boyd. Fake, spins, gets the jump hook to go. So the Windsor Express, it's their turn to put on the half-court pressure.
Yeah, I think they're going to go a little bit more lax here. It's a 2-3, switching to a 3-2 and back and forth.
As per this game, too. Williamson gets stripped. And guess who got that strip? Jones. And that pass will not connect. It will go the Lightning way.
I thought that went off a London defender for a split second, but it looks like they are going to say it went off of Strawn, I believe. So, but still, that was a good steal again. You've seen the post spin coming from Garrett Williamson. Jones was there to able to strip it on in with the spin around. Gets off to the rush. helps to try and set up the play for the transition basket, but London has a chance for the final bucket of the quarter.
Down to 10 seconds to go. We'll have the Nordstrom halftime for you at the conclusion of this half. Kirk looks at the clock, down to 5 seconds. He's going to work with the footwork right inside the Boyd, and he's back to the line. Julian Boyd, out of all people, once again.
Oh, and we got a tech.
And a technical foul applied. Once again, cooler heads not prevailing in the dying seconds of the first half.
Yeah, I think he was this. I think Brad Bondi and him were discussing things a little bit for a split second, and that leads to the technical.
It will be on Julian Boyd. So strangely enough, he'll get the three-point play, but he must have said one word too many, which prompted to the technical. On the other hand, before all of that ballyhoo, Kevin Loisel gets the foul.
Yeah, we got to remember this was an N1 play here to start things off. So just head-scratching situation here. I don't really know what to think.
I can't explain it to you, JP. I'm sorry. I'm flustered at this, too, to be honest with you. 60-59 is the score. And Omar Strong will shoot the technical.
Yeah, and remember, too, Windsor, I believe, gets the possession here, too, for the final shot with about a second to get it off.
That's right. They'll inbound it on the sideline. 1 2/10 remaining. But before all that, Bill Jones wants to talk it over. So interesting turn of events right here. We'll stay here. 1.2 seconds to go. I guess it's quite obvious what Bill Jones is going to draw up. Pretty much a high-low pass because you don't have enough time to get the ball, square yourself up, and fire a shot.
Yeah, you don't really have that much time to get that shot up, so got to figure this out as quickly as you can, really. Use a good, strong play, set it up, try and maybe get it one of those two ways, as you said. Try and go for high-low, or maybe go a little bit fancy, try and set up an alley-oop directly out of the inbound. Who knows? So we don't know. Who knows what Bill Jones has to, because remember, if they get the bucket, Windsor's going to be leading after the first half.
We'll take a pause here and we'll come back with you for the final 1.2 seconds.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money.
All right, let's see what play Bill Jones drew up. Well, same with Keith Vassell. 1.2 seconds to go before halftime. 61-60 in favor of the Lightning. And once again, another whistle. I assume it's a delay of game. Nope, they're going to have to check with the clocks. But to the Lightning's credit, they should go for the delay of game here. Try to come up with another defensive strategy if need be. Loisel to inbound. Over, Stutz, he'll get thwarted by Boyd at the buzzer, and it hits the front of the rim, and that ends the first half, and what has been a very aggressive first half, to say the least, by the words of JP Justin Prince. 61-60 is the score. We'll have the Nordstrom halftime for you on the other side of this break. What a ball game here as we welcome you to the Knoxham halftime up here from the media booth. Aaron and JP with you. A lot of things to take in, obviously, JP, but you know what? If you want to take in one thing within the last few minutes of the first half, it's the aggression, the tenacity, and then, of course, a little bit of roughhousing, which is scratching a couple of our heads, including the fans here tonight.
Yeah, that was a little bit of confusing sequences really in the final couple of minutes. I gotta say that's for sure. But I think really it came down to both of the sides picking up the defensive intensity. Because before, up until the final 3 minutes of this quarter, it was an absolute offensive shootout where basically if you separate the floor the best, you're probably going to win out the game. But now, in those final few minutes, they kind of locked down the defense on the perimeter, especially as well as in the inside. We're not allowing themselves the opportunities. Trying to close up the opportunities that they were allowing before, I should really say. And in the end, it leads to this close score we got with the 61-60 to score. So it just got really much stronger of a defensive game, especially with the steals in the final couple minutes.
Well, before all that, though, Windsor Express were taking care of business. We're seeing a lot of good plays inside, and that's what they have been accustomed to within the last number of games. But now you got to turn into the negative factors. Number one, you got to take care of the turnovers, which they haven't taken care of in the second quarter.
Yeah, there may be 14 turnovers on the defensive side, but the offensive end, they're basically giving it right on back because there's been a few times where they've been just trying to size it up, they get the travel call or lose the dribble. So they got to be a little bit more careful with the ball. Try and work on smart ball control, not just pass for the sake of a pass. So basically make the passes count for when trying to spread the floor. You don't want to end up forcing the pass with 3 defenders around you or trying to size up while you got a double team and end up dropping the ball off somebody's arm, for example. Make the smart decisions, or else you're going to have these kind of turnovers, and that is in part why this is a close game.
And you know, one of the turnovers that come to mind, once again, they had 1 second on the clock to draw up a good high-low pass. Kevin Loisel tried to throw it inside the studs, I believe, but Julian Boyd was right on cue for that steal. And you know what? If it didn't come down to that situation, the Express could have been up 1 instead of being down 1.
Yeah, exactly. That is one of those kind of plays. Make a smart pass. That was a very unsmart inbound play, really, where Boyd's seen it completely. In fact, Stutz was behind Boyd when they inbounded the ball, too. So you got to make those kind of smart plays, make those smart reads, or else you're going to end up losing this basketball game. Look at the situation. Don't pass it directly to the defender thinking it's going to bounce off the defender or go through it like Casper the Ghost.
No, I believe in that, and you're 2 for 2 on those quick wits right there. Out of town scores, we got 2 other games going on down east. There's a final at St. John's. Once again, the Edge prevail over the KW Titans 113 to 107. I mentioned this before and I'll mention it again. Despite these losses, JP, the KW Titans, they're looking at a good position right now. New head coach, a couple of new players along the way. They may not be picking up the W's as quick as they can, but they're really mending into the system. They're changing their game, and they're looking pretty good near the end of the season.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good because I think that's one of the main things in this with the way their season has gone. Set the foundation up back again for next season and for the seasons beyond that. And seeing how the coaching is going and seeing how the offense is starting to look a little bit more confident in some of these games is a really strong sign. We're seeing some players really getting to start to get some minutes, like Greg Morrill, for example, in this new system under Cavell Johnson, of course. So it's getting to really helpful having Cavell Johnson, of course, as the head coach to help out this squad, that's for sure.
And you know, he's the second player in NBLC history to switch from player to coach. The first one, of course, Kyle Julius, and we all know he led the London Lightning to a championship after coaching a couple of years down for the Mississauga Power. Things are about to wrap up over at the Harbor Station. The Halifax Hurricanes 97, St. John Riptide 83. Once again, they're among 2 of the Atlantic Division teams that are still trying to vie for a home court position spot. Halifax Hurricanes, they're doing real well. They won 6 in a row in February, to keep in mind, before losing to the Island Storm by 3 last night. But despite all that, they pretty much mended their tools together on run for a successful playoff run yet again.
Yeah, right now they got the tools together. They got the head coach right now helping out that squad. They got the players right now, especially with guys like Billy White with his strong offensive plays right now. So right now, they got the pieces together right now for Halifax. And they got part of the advantage with the scheduling, because if you look at the schedule with the games played, Halifax has is up there with the most games played in the Atlantic Division. So they have that advantage where they played most of their games. Here's the downside, though. St. John's has the least amount of games played, for example. So right now, St. John's could, for example, put up a strong string and end up with not enough time for some of their opponents right now because they got 25 compared to 28, 29, and 30 in the division. They're going to end up having a chance to really move themselves in the standings if they get a hot run going in the final month for St. John's.
Speaking of hot runs, we go back to the Central Division. There's one team that really needs to get a hot run or else their playoff hopes are in jeopardy. The Niagara River Lions, who the Express will be playing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. They lost 5 in a row. It doesn't help that they lost a plethora of key players that helped them along the way at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, right now the River Lions have to, of course, they've had only one game really since the transaction deadline and coming in here tomorrow. They got to figure out a way to get themselves some wins to secure themselves that 4th seed because as we were discussing this on the way to the arena, there is that magic number right now, which is they are 7 games ahead right now of the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They need to basically, with about 10 games left on the schedule for them, win out the 7 of the, at least, I'd say 5 and 5, for example, you're going to be safe. So the River Lions got to make sure they reach that magic number because if you let Cavell Johnson, the KW Titan squad, put up a rally and make it extremely close for that final seed, for the 4th seed, it's going to be very tough for the River Lions, I think, to try and hold on to that unless they can get some momentum going now. So they got it set up for the final week and a half, 2 weeks of the month.
Well, that's right, and once again, unfortunately, they're no strangers to playoff jeopardy hopes right here. Last year, they had to win the rest of their games along the way, winning 4 straight under interim coach Keith Fassell in order to take care of business and make the playoffs, but they lost 1 game, and that sealed their fate for the rest of the season. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. The River Lions, they have all that it takes to have a good playoff chance, but once again, they're riding on the footsteps of jeopardy. Same with the KW Titans, and that's where we see things at the half. 61-60 is the score. London Lightning over the Windsor Express in this 401 rivalry. We'll come back in a few moments. We'll call the second half for you, but for now, you've been watching the Knoxstrom halftime. We'll see you on the other side of these messages. All right, second half time just about. London Lightning with a 1-point game. Coming in here as we welcome you back to the WFCU Center. Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince on the call. And we received stats from the first half. No bones about it, only 2 players in double digits scoring when it comes to London. Garrett Williamson, he has 11, 13 points away from that record, but Doug Herring Jr. has been closing out all the possible hopes for the Windsor Express, but that was all in the first quarter with 14 points to his name. One of the main reasons why the London Lightning has stayed in this game as much as well, JP.
Yeah, right now I gotta expect that they get more Doug Herring involved in the offense right now. Partly why I think he's going to be on the floor to start off this third quarter here. They were working very well on the offensive side when they worked the ball control through him and worked their offense through him. It really slowed down a little bit in that quarter. Yes, it may have been 30 points scored in the second quarter, but at the same time, it was a bit more misses, for example. If you look at the shooting percentages, for example, London just had 16 shots from the field with the turnovers they had, which is part of why it's still a close game. Although, say what you want about the ball control, apparently they still shot 75% from the field somehow.
Yeah, they did, and it's been an impressive shooting display as Kyle Johnson misses that. Fancy we talk about their shooting performance, and Kyle Johnson, right out of the blue, misses his hot spot. But nonetheless, we're underway here in the second half. Once again, glad that you tuned in here on Knoxville TV for Windsor Express basketball. Windsor Express 16-14, London Lightning 20-9 as Chad Frazier gets the 3 to go, draws first blood in the second half for the Express, and now they are back up 2. Herring Jr. got the option into Johnson, and Herring Jr., he gets it back. Misses the shot. Here's Keith, basket weaves his way to the basket, misses the shot, and Mo Bolden gets the rebound. Williamson all the way by himself. He has 13 of the evening.
Yeah, Garrett Williamson just going with the transition offense all the way back down the floor. Ties into being back up at 63 apiece. Taking advantage with Shaquille Keefe taking a little couple steps too long to get back up on the floor.
Harris loses control of the ball, but that was because White slapped it, so therefore the Express get the ball back with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Garrett Williamson on the move of getting a double-double, 13 points, 5 assists now. Down to 8 on the shot clock here. Stutz gets it stripped away by you-know-who. Garrett Williamson goes all the way to the basket, and he gets fouled. He's going to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, just flying down the floor and drawing the whistle once again. We've seen this all season for fans following forward with the London Lightning broadcast, where they have he's been able to go down inside the lane, trying get good maneuvers, and for the most part, able to either draw the N1s or get the baskets through traffic. This time, he's got 2 free throws.
Garrett Williamson with 14 points tonight, knocks down the first free throw, and he's at 15. Once again, he needs 24 points to break the all-time leading scoring record for the London Lightning, and he's en route of that. It is 65-63. Keith, high-low pass to Harris, really risky one, gets double-teamed, gets swatted by White, and he picks up the board. Here comes Williamson on the move, double-teamed, and he'll go back to the line. Garrett Williamson taking care of business tonight.
Yeah, and Garrett Williamson now really trying to get those 24 points right now, that's for sure. But that gets back to the point of able to draw N1s like that in those kind of plays. And now has a chance to give London a bigger lead.
And he does. It's a 5-point game for them, 68-63, 10:20 to go in the third quarter. And the Windsor Express will retain possession after a tough master lock defense applied by the Lightning. Stutz on the inbounds pass. Here's Jones. And another stoppage of play. They'll take 2. So the referees will check with the scores table, see everything is in sync. Once again, while they have that stoppage of play, We'll check back on the Hurricanes and Riptide score. And that is a final. Hurricanes, they redeemed themselves after a loss last night. They win 102-93 against the Riptide.
Yeah, good win for Halifax once again. Trying to keep themselves at the top of the standings. Good shot from Jones, but just doesn't even draw the iron.
And that will prompt into another turnover. London Lightning now taking care of business. Their bench is getting up and at it. So now the Lightning are trying to find their way to squeeze and expand this lead back. They haven't won a game here at the WFCU Center yet this year. The Windsor Express, another story. Here's Royce White with the spin move, and he'll count it. A three-point play coming up for Royce White. Boy, they are hitting the Windsor Express where it hurts, down to the free throw line and the contact to boot, JP.
Yeah, and the contact to boot. So able to just draw the whistle simply on the little post spin and able to just float it up into the bucket. No really our way to sugarcoat it on the nice N1.
Once again, the London Lightning taking care of business. It all started in the dying moments of the first half, and Doug Herring Jr. picks up the board. Open opportunity for the London Lightning. 70-63. Royce with the spin move and the dunk. And another and one. Royce White is becoming a monster within the last few moments of this game.
Absolute monster, my goodness. All set up by the missed rebound on the missed free throw, leading to a 4-point swing, now going to a 5-point swing. That is why the timeout's called on the floor, and things are being discussed, that's for sure. Bill Jones definitely has a lot to discuss in that huddle, especially with the monstrous plays from Royce White, who has a chance for a 5-point swing.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans, for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
All right, Royce White off to the line following that monstrous and one. After all that, not a good display from the Windsor Express in terms of their defense. Probably one of the worst sequence we have seen within the last number of games, because quite frankly, they know better than that to allow easy rebounds for the London Lightning, and now they are stuck 10.
Yeah, that was an absolutely confusing sequence of plays there, which helped really set up Royce White again to drive inside for a similar play for an even harder slam dunk. You got to be able to wake up for that and wake up on the defense with if you're London just now.
And Royce White picks up the rebound from Stutz' miss outside. Royce White has been taking care of business within the last number of possessions. Keith Vassell must have said something at half that really struck it to the Lightning's heartstrings. Down low to Williamson, gets thwarted, express ball.
Yeah, just a little bit too high of a pass there, ends up going over into the seats. Turnover, simple turnover, that's for sure.
73-63 is the score, just under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Maurice right onside to Frazier. Frazier tries a drive, gets thwarted, and now here's Stutz, fires it. Misses the three. Jones tried to get the rebound, but Williamson is on cue. And he goes all the way, but the putback is by Bolden.
Yeah, just no box out there for the sets up the quick rebound. And now London's got just about all the momentum here in the first half of this third quarter.
Keith driving to the basket, draws the foul. Once again, they must have picked up the memo from last Wednesday's game, JP, when they lost by 10, because clearly, if it was anything going their way, they could be leading the season series, but now they realize if they can't overcome the hurdle known as the Windsor Express throughout this season, then if those two meet during the postseason, it might go another way, as Keith fires a three, misses it again.
Yeah, Keith's been just fairly ice cold. He only had 2 shots in the first half, of course. He's just not been able to get many shot attempts, and when he's had them, just has those situations. So it's Royce White down low.
White misses the shot this time, and Stutz picks up the DB. Here's Frazier. And the Loisel, one-on-one against Williamson. Gets doubled, fights his way, and the foul.
And I think that's a much-needed whistle and free throw attempts now for the Express. For the Express, because just the way it's been going, the stretches of points, the 2-and-1 situations with Royce White down low, they need something to go their way, and this time Loisel to the line.
Well, especially if the free throws is one of their niches this year. I mean, once again, they haven't capitalized defensively, but in order to counter the London Lightning's attacks, they got to keep on fighting hard from one end to another, especially offensively, as they have a 10-point deficit with 7:40 to go. Herring Jr. right into Royce. Passes to Williamson, thwarted away. It's taken by Jones. Here comes Loisel, and a hard foul down low.
Yeah, just trying to drive it inside, just way too hard, really, there. I don't know what else to really say about that, but Loisel going to go to the line for 2. I wonder if he was also at the same time as trying to get the shot off thinking about the pass attempt to Jones. Because it could have went back to Jones for an open play. Instead, the hard foul.
Yeah, the give and go, but when it comes to this game, too, once again, they really need to muster up the courage to counter the London Lightning's offensive attacks. This time, Kevin Loisel splits a pair of free throws, 75-66. Here's White down the lane, Euro step and all, and once again, stop me if you heard this one, Royce White is off to the line for the N1.
Yeah, Royce is just absolutely on fire to the point where I think London's offense has to shift from, okay, let's go through Doug Herring to, if it hasn't already, go through Royce White, because this is his 3rd and 1 of the quarter from those kind of similar plays. A soft touch and 1, a hard slam dunk and 1, now a little Euro step and 1.
And he takes care of that and 1 too, but once again, this is around this time of the game where Royce White really takes matters in his own hands. Jones gets Herring off the dribble, Stutz picks it up, loose ball on the floor, it'll be a tie-up and it'll go the Express way.
Yeah, lucky with the jump ball right now for Windsor. But I will say this, Maurice Jones, I think, was trying a little bit too much with a baseline pass there because he was surrounded by 2 defenders you've seen there. They're on his left side. He tried to go behind the back for a quick pass right into them. So I don't know how that was going to work there. It was lucky for Stutz really to get the ball, but it was going to be very hard for him to keep the possession if he did.
Keith gets the ball, goes to attack White, misses the shot, gets his own rebound. He'll have another go at right. He'll stay Express ball. One thing to note too, JP, I think their shooting confidence has boosted up a little bit. Braylon Rayson returns to the lineup.
Yeah, and they need that confidence together right now because one thing we haven't touched upon, the 39% shooting percentage Windsor had in that second quarter in the end with it starting to slow down. They're going towards that kind of a rate right now. London, they're going towards the first quarter rate, which was about 50%.
Here's Stutz with the fake. White won't bite it. Instead, he drives it inside. And this time, Stutz will go shoot a pair of free throws. So that's one way to get the Windsor Express rolling back into this one. And this is the guy to do it.
Yeah, guy to do it indeed here and needing these kind of fouls right now. Logan Stutz on the season has been a 76% free throw shooter, of course. So Logan Stutz not going to make the first. That was a much needed made free throw there, Aaron.
Heartbreak City for Logan Stutz. Once again, the Windsor Express are unaccustomed to missing at that free throw line. The best in the league to do it, but unfortunately, it hasn't been a factor tonight. 78-67 is the score, just approaching under 7 minutes. White, and the foul by Jones. So once again, the Windsor Express trying to look for plenty of options to get back into this one. As for the London Lightning, it looks like smooth sailing here in the third quarter. White sizing down Stutz. And the easy bucket to boot. Once again, Royce White really taking over the third quarter as his team leads by 13. Jones right on over the Frazier. Strives, kicks it outside to Stutz, misses the three, and right on cue again, Royce White taking care of the board. Anderson, the pop-up three, misses it. Williamson on the putback and got it. Garrett Williamson once again on a shooting tear. He's just doing everything it takes to get to that record. He now has 20 points.
Yeah, and there's the whistle meanwhile on the drive from Chad Frazier. Yeah, right now, just trying to get anything really in terms of offense going. If you're Windsor, you're still down by about 15 points now. So I think that's why exactly you're bringing in a guy like Strong to try and spark it up. Parker as well, trying to see if he can get a similar offensive game that he had before a few weeks back.
Quick shot by Strong goes, that's a three. So that cuts the lead to 12, 82-70. Just under 6 minutes to go. Here's Williamson, he has 20. Williamson, pass gets deflected, but White saves the day. Here's Anderson. One-on-one against Rayson, gets the footwork on him, fires it, contested shot, gets it to go. Ryan Anderson once again, this is the place where he heats up as Keith goes to the basket.
And that's what Keith needs to get going, his offense on the inside. That was the bread and butter in the last home game, and that's why he had the change of game style, because he knew there was more points coming from the free throw line instead of the outside, just like how Royce White knows the low post is an easy turnstile for points.
Again, Royce White just taking care of business as it's 86-72. Jones on the flipping reverse. So now it's a back and forth game, but the London Lightning have the 12-point advantage. Herring Jr. right on over the White. One-on-one against Parker. White, the shot doesn't fall. Oh, down goes Williamson. He falls flat hard on his keister. But the man's half rubber, so he'll get up anyhow. So we're going to see what the referees decide on this.
Yeah, from the angle it looked like he was trying to reach on back with the defender behind, and that's going to put London into the bonus.
So the Windsor Express with that is over the limit. They're all over the limit. Joel Friesen-Laddie checks back into the game. And now Garrett Williamson. Once again, he's at 20. He'd probably go up to 22. Another whistle. So I guess the referees are calming waters between Royce White and Shaquille Keith. And now everything's all in order. Garrett Williamson off to the line. He needed 24 points coming into tonight to become the London Lightning's all-time leading scorer. And now he is on the doorsteps, 3 points away from the record. And he misses the second free throw. Keith picks up the rebound. Keith, great fighting, gets stopped by White, and it's a goaltend. They'll count that. 2 more for Shaq Keith.
Yeah, even with FIBA rules, that was going to be a goaltend, no doubt, because that ball was on its way down and didn't even touch the cylinder yet. Just an absolute textbook goaltend.
Shaq Keith gets that shot to go regardless, but you could see Royce White, he is ready, he is alive, alert, and awake here, all because of this spurt here in the third quarter. Friesen Laddie driving, offensive foul. So once again, Windsor Express finding open doors to go through, and this could be the opportunity here. They could cut the lead to single digits with just about 4 minutes remaining. Shot's no good. Here comes Anderson. Down right to Friesen Laddie, down at the corner. Around the world to Herring Jr. And a steal by Rayson. Here comes the Express, 3-on-1. Rayson takes it in all the way himself, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, they have the numbers going flying down the floor. Of course, you've seen Rayson decide to keep it on himself, drives inside, draws the whistle once again, and going to the line. Windsor's starting to really turn things around, really, though, I think, because this, of course, went up to as high as 15 points for this lead. They're finally starting to turn it around for what they need to do for the chip away scenario.
With that, Braylon Rayson set to go to the free throw line, knocks down the first free throw. So once again, they need players like Braylon Rayson to warm up and rise to the occasion as this third quarter draws to an end here. It's now 87-78. Herring Jr. going all the way to the basket with ease. The tip in by Capers is no good, but Anderson gets the back tap and they'll reset. Anderson one-on-one against Strong, finds White, who finds Capers. This time he got the shot to go. He dunks it home.
Yeah, that was an absolute mismatch in the first place there. And Jones trying to get a little steal, shifted to the wrong side, simply sets it up for Capers on a platter.
Strong tries to go with the little head fake, but he goes back to the top where he buries the 3.
Classic play from Omar Strong once again on the offense.
Here's White and an offensive foul. That's the momentum shift the Windsor Express needed, and now they're going to get it. 89-81 is the score.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd roar right now. Exactly, you took the right point. Where it's absolutely shifting around with these kind of calls right now and these kind of plays. This is what Windsor needs. They just need to keep on capitalizing, because if they let this slip away, it's going to be game over.
That will put both clubs over the limit. The Windsor Express will go to the free throw line on the next foul. Rayson trying to attack it all by himself, gets triple team. Here's Keith. Rayson, another fair share, but an offensive foul by the Windsor Express. Fancy that. You get one-on-one in and you get it on the other. So now it's even playground now, JP.
Yeah, even playground indeed right now. Both sides now, of course, with 7 fouls apiece. If you're looking at the foul totals, I think that was drawn inside, meanwhile, by Friesen Laddie. But right now, this has to be where you buckle up a little bit. Yes, there's still a lot of time here in this ball game here, Aaron, but right now, with the way this is going, this could set the tempo heading into the fourth quarter and for the first half of the fourth quarter.
Capers right on over to Smith. Friesen Laddie all the way through 4 defenders, can't get the shot to go. We have a car crash down on the other side, but the Windsor Express prevail. Jones all by himself. And Maurice Jones gets his troops down to a 2-possession game.
They got to keep closing things up with the tough defense.
Friesen Laddie outside, misses it. Keith with the rebound. Windsor Express on full adrenaline. Keith right on over to Strong. Strong, he's thinking about that 3, but he'll slow things down. 13 on the shot clock. Here's Parker on the screen. And now Rayson will deal things on the left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Keith's got to put a shot up and gives it to Jones. Falls away. Got it to go. Maurice Jones with a quick awareness gets the shot to go before the shot clock went off. And that will prompt to a Keith Vassell timeout. Once again, the turn of events has been a factor into this game as the Express are now down 9. From what was a 15-point lead for London is now a 4-point game. 89-85, as you can see on your screen. Plenty of game more to go. But JP, there has been a lot of action that has been applied here in the third quarter. London Lightning pulling through and expanding their lead, but it's been the Windsor Express who gained full momentum and coming back. How have they been able to pull back and try to come back within this game?
Well, first off, they still have kept up their ability to force turnovers here that we've seen throughout the first half. But second, of course, London's defense has become a little bit lax, I should say, here in this third quarter, late going to the quarter, allowing Windsor to rally on back. It started up with the little fouls, and then Windsor taking advantage on the offensive side and getting baskets, and now Windsor's defense is definitely intensified, even with the tap out.
Back tap finishes off with Boyd. Quick whistle. And that will be an offensive foul again. You can see a lot of action displayed here tonight. But once again, those offensive fouls prompted to turnovers too. That will be on Kirk Williams Jr. So full court pressure here, JP. The Windsor Express have broke through a couple of those tonight. Strong basket waves right on over to Rayson, who grapevines it to Strong. Quick foul by Williams Jr. Once again, the Lightning are over the limit, same with the Express. So they're going to put Omar Strong to the line, and when you look at it, he's not the player you really want to knock down free throws.
Yeah, Omar Strong, somebody that's been really strong from the three-point line, that's for sure tonight. Of course, there's somebody that since joining the Windsor Express side, in terms of the free throw shooting, is shooting 86%. So he's somebody that is near automatic from the stripe, and should and will just about make it a one-possession game.
He splits a pair of free throws, so now it's a three-point game. Down to 1:15 on the clock. 15 on the shot. Jones, open. Pump fakes right over to Strong. From the parking lot, misses it from the parking lot. Anderson with the rebound. Double team applied, but that's going to result in a foul.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much on the defensive effort right now, and that's going to send London to the stripe, of course, with Windsor over the limit. But again, that was good hustle defense from Windsor we've seen throughout the entire late goings of this quarter. And that led, of course, to, as you see in the backdrop, that round of applause from Bill Jones.
Now we see the Windsor Express on the other end, though, JP, becoming ambitious when it comes to shooting. They know they are within firm grasp of this ball game, but this is a complete different set of overtones as we were accustomed to last Wednesday when the Express picked up the victory. So Ryan Anderson knocks down a pair of free throws, silences the crowd for the moment as we are under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 91-86 London, and a steal by Capers, and he gets the slam to go.
And an absolutely perfect half-court trap there where Capers able to force the turnover on the trap. Now it's a full court.
Full court pressure. Jones breaks out of it. Right on down to Rayson. Rayson fires a three. Catch and shoot. He got it to go. And on the other end, Capers Right on over, high-low to Boyd. Boyd gets flustered, gets the block. Is Eric Parker, and a little tanglement between Boyd and Parker, but on the other end, it's Jones on the other side. Racing fires a three, misses it. The rebound by Otley Jr., but a whistle, and the Express are liking it.
Yeah, and that's going to send them to the line, I believe, and will, in fact, on the defensive foul from behind on the rebound attempt. Just an absolutely huge call there. I don't know really what else to really say. This was absolute hustle there. London really took their chance to try and push the tempo and got it past the half court, all the way towards the key, just about to get it to Capers. And now, chance to make it a 2-point game.
Back and forth game in the last number of minutes from what was the London Lightning's game at the start of the third quarter. Now the Windsor Express are finding ways to crawl back and make this a one-possession game. And Anthony Otley Jr. does it for the time being. 16.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. A high-scoring affair, no question about it. Coming into this game, the London Lightning and the Windsor Express averages 100 points per game against each other. The Windsor Express gaining the upper ground in that season series, as Otley Jr. knocks down both free throws. We are at 94. Well, correction, 93 to 91. That should be the score, but the shot clock is off regardless. Boyd, open three. He misses it. And before that, a whistle. That's going to be on the Express, and the WFCU Center crowd is at displeasure. Yeah, they said it was down low, so we'll see what's going on. Well, once again, the score should be 93 to 91, folks.
Yeah, Mike Lucier called for that. I believe if it was down low, which I 100% believe it was, it might have been on that box out attempt. Trying to go from behind, which ended up getting the whistle called. And now London, of course, has a chance to bring it to a two-possession game.
Sidebar, I'll tell you this. I never seen a more supportive crowd than what we have here at the WFCU Center tonight. They were aware of the scoreboard mistakes, and once everything was all ipso facto, they applauded the scores table. So hats off to them and the crowd here as they are up in a frenzy as Marcus Capers makes the first free throw. Now it's at 94-91. Under 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Express will get the last possession should Capers makes this one. And he does. 4-point game again. Lucier on the inbound. Here's Otley Jr. Full court pressure applied. Down to 2 seconds. Otley gets it off, and that will not be in time, and that closes out the third quarter. So once again, hang on tight, folks. Buckle up your seatbelts. 95-91 is the score. We're at the end of 3. We'll come back with more right after this message and a word from Knoxstrom TV.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans, for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
fourth quarter time to close up here at the WFCU Center, 95-91 in what has been a back and forth game. Aaron and JP on the call. Once again, the London Lightning, they ran away with it for the early goings of the third quarter, but the Windsor Express, they still have a lot of heart and a lot of muster to come back into this game. So now they have the upper hand here, JP, but what do they have to do if they want to close out in what could be an impressive victory on their season?
I think if you're Windsor right now, you have to try and keep up the strong defensive play you've seen near the end of the quarter. Try and keep out the perimeter and try and get it so London struggles on the offensive side. You have the open threes like that shot there from Ryan Anderson, but if you can get the box outs like that, you're going to keep up your strong play with Windsor. For London, you got to tighten that defense up for sure for one, as well as get the threes, as well as try and not have situations like that, but that's a charge.
There's going to be a charge, an offensive foul by the Express. Once again, Garrett Williamson's on the floor. Same with Kirk Williams Jr., Ryan Anderson, Marcus Capers, and Julian Boyd. For the Express, Logan Stutz, Eric Parker, Omar Strong, Braylon Rayson, and Shaquille Keith. Garrett Williamson 3 points away from setting that London Lightning scoring record. As we are underway here in the fourth rather. Capers to Williamson, misses it, but Capers bails him out, puts it back in.
Yeah, that almost became a broken play inside of the strip play on the drive, but able to get the second chance, able to get the basket to go. Now up to a 6-point lead.
Keith working wonders to the basket. The footwork applied. Here's Rayson outside, open three, no good. Boyd with the rebound. The spin move by Capers gets the step on him. Boyd all the way to the basket, slams it home over Eric Parker. My goodness.
My goodness indeed, just absolutely taking advantage of the gap of the defense there. Drives inside. By the time the defenders are there, it's an absolute poster on 3 different Express players.
It is bedlam if you're watching at home from London. Keith, on the other hand, that will be a foul. But my goodness, once again, if you're a London Lightning fan, you know you're going to be switching that tape over the reverse and watch it again. That is a top tenner. No disrespect. But man, once again, the Windsor Express, their defense clustered. That's submitted into a problem, and Julian Boyd was all by himself to attack to the basket because of that.
In the game, Express, number 15,
Chad Frazier comes back in. You can see Bill Jones. He's sticking to small ball because he realizes that they really need to get those shots to go. And that's one of them. Keith on there.
Yeah, going with the small ball lineup once again, just trying to get any offense you can. You've had some decent plays from Chad Frazier on the inside on the drives. You've had some strong plays on the outside from Omar Strong for your outside shooting. And Rayson has been a little bit of both. So if you can get this 3-guard lineup to work and keep this game close, it will set it up for the final stretch.
Here's Williamson right inside to Williams Jr. Misses the shot. Capers trying to get it, but can't. Here comes the Express. Gets the step on Williams Jr. is strong. 99-93, London with the lead. Stutz 1-on-1 against Boyd. The fakes left, goes right, gets the shot and go. Once again, that's Logan Stutz' game as he cuts the lead into 4 under 10 minutes to go. Anderson on the drive, gets Stutz's back and hits it off the banker.
Yeah, another nice banker once again for Anderson, but look at Rayson.
Rayson gets stopped in his tracks, out to Strong. Strong misses the 3. Anderson on the rebound.
Yeah, if Rayson kept on going there, I think he would have got enough penetration to go inside for the bucket.
Anderson, pop-up 3. In and out like a fast food restaurant. Here comes the Express in transition. Right out, Stutz misses the 3. Once again, the Windsor Express, they have so many opportunities, but once again, they're trying to find the easy way out.
They're trying to find the easy way out there. But at the same time, when you have an open 3, you got to make a team pay. That time, not able to do so. London has been a little bit stalling with that.
Here's Capers, pop up, no good. Rebound by Stutz, who gives it right on over the Keith.
And that's why the scoring is slowed down a little bit from London. The open threes have stopped falling. They got to keep making them if they want this lead to stay the way it is.
And Rayson finds a way to go inside the heart of the London defense and cuts this lead to 4, 101 to 97. Anderson with a spin move on the right side. Capers. Mismatch on Rayson, all over to Williamson, fires it, 23 for Garrett Williamson, a bucket away. He ties the leading scoring record.
Now right now I think the main focus for him is getting the W in this scenario, though. He's going to focus on the record afterwards, but right now he's got to keep those buckets going for his team.
Oh, Keith got the step. It's taken away by Williamson. Fancy that. Here comes Capers down the lane. And a pop-up alley-oop to Boyd, and again the donut misses the coffee, but a foul.
Yeah, that was almost a broken play there where there was deflection on the alley-oop, and that's set up for the high alley-oop for Boyd. He still almost made it work, though, of course. Either way, Capers is going to the line to put that donut back into its rightful coffee cup. This time at the charity stripe, though.
Yeah, this time Marcus Capers off to the line, 2-possession game. He could expand it into a 3-possession game here. Most likely an 8-point lead. Misses the first free throw, though. It hits the glass. So now the Windsor Express trying to find a dent in the armor of the Lightning, but once again, there is a reason why they have remained in first place since the beginning of the season. Capers misses the second free throw. Here is Stutz on the DB. And it's thwarted away. Anderson up and in. Once again, those pesky mistakes keep on rearing its ugly head for Windsor.
And a perfect time, Roy, to call for the full court press. No way to see that coming. Ryan Anderson gets the strip and ends up getting the easy dukes.
Stutz, the 3 off the top. Rebound by Boyd. Here is Anderson. Anderson throws it right on over to White. 1-on-1 against Stutz. 13 on the shot clock. Takes advantage of the double team. Here is Capers from the corner. No good. Stutz fights it, but Julian Boyd gets it up, slams it home. And the London Lightning fans over here at the WFCU Center on their feet as the Lightning gets a 107-97 lead. Strong behind the back on Capers, gets the shot to go.
Yeah, again, nice separation coming for Omar Strong for the jump shot. Pardon me, for the jump shot, and able to just drain it, getting enough separation for the mid-range.
Anderson all by himself with the spin move and the grapevine to the basket. So now it's a back-and-forth game. Once again, the Lightning with the 10-point advantage. Risky pass to Jones. Behind the back dribble, spins around, misses the shot. Here's Anderson. Anderson gets Jones off the dribble, gets double teamed, misses the layup. Rebound by Frazier. Frazier. Now Keith at the top. Frazier gets the ball back, gets the fake on Boyd all the way with the two-hand jam. You didn't know he had bunnies, did you, folks?
I mean, that's the first slam dunk that comes to memory from him, that's for sure. But the main thing is, what happened to the defense? Because everyone just stood still trying to wonder what was going on. That was a near broken play a couple times. No one's there for the response on the penetration inside. Easy layup. And slam dunk, I should say, for Frazier.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Boyd's going to work down in low. Misses the shot. Here comes Keith on the board. Keith open to Frazier. Another slam.
With that time going for the softer touch, but a good little pass to get on for the set up for the fast break. Windsor, though, they have to get a few more of those. They still trail by 6.
Boyd hands off to Anderson. Good pick and a 3 to boot. Julian Boyd with the behind-the-back pass to Ryan Anderson. That set up a good screen, and with that, the Lightning are back up 9.
Yeah,
Frazier. Right on over to Keith. Keith with the pass to Stutz, loses control. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, Stutz there lucky to get the free throws at the stripe now, because he almost lost the handle of that pass. Again, that's the situation. Ball handling and receiving the passes, that has become a little bit of an issue here, and with that, and with London being able to stick out with the run, that's why it's down to just a 9-point game still.
Immediate timeout, 112 to 103. We're back right after this.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money. Ay.
9-point game separates the London Lightning and the Windsor Express as we welcome you back here on Knoxstrom TV. JP, these are two of the best teams that know to prevail in the second half. Unfortunately, one of them will lose and one of them will win. But the London Lightning, they took advantage of the second half, but the Windsor Express, to their credit, have been staying within the surface of this game. How have they been able to do that, considering that they are only down 9 now?
Yeah, when it comes to Windsor, they've just been able to take advantage of the mistakes that London had, because they've had times where they've had open shots, missed the open three-pointers or the open jump shots. So that has really helped them keep up, and then their execution. But right now, with London able to fire back and start draining those kind of shots, and draw and ones, mind you, who as well as get the plays back going down low, it's going to be an uphill climb still for them to get back to it being a single possession game if they don't turn things around, especially where in this situation I wouldn't be surprised if you try and get Royce White back down low into the action, really, in the low post.
Stutz, 1 of 2 from the free throw line that go round. 112 to 104, offensive foul. Once again, Royce White, a little too much.
I'll be quite honest, that didn't look like an offensive foul for a split second.
Oh,
it's going to be on Kyle Johnson. Yeah. That's why I was confused on why it would have been on Royce White here. But again, it gives Windsor the possession right on back for potentially a 4-point swing. Instead, it's stolen away.
It's thwarted by Bolden. Here comes Williamson all the way to the basket. Garrett Williamson is now the all-time leading scorer in London Lightning history. 25 points for the evening. And that's putting the exclamation point on that. Now, it's all about the W. So congratulations to him. Loisel with the open look and the bucket.
The Windsor's needing to keep that up right now. You can see what the defense is shifting to a 3-2 zone. That's going to leave the outside open.
Ryan Anderson missing his hot spot. He's missed a couple of those tonight. But the London Lightning gets the ball back. Here's Williamson. He has the hot hand, no question about it. Off the right hand and gets it to go. Garrett Williamson. Cavalcade of action from him tonight. He has 27. But Maurice Jones, on the other hand, with the rebuttal.
Just able to dribble by the defense, gets the easy layup there with Royce White behind on the trying for the defense. Gets through for the penetration, and now it's still a 7-point game. They got to prevent any penetration on this side.
7-point game with 3:20 to go. White one-on-one against Loisel. Finds the way on the right side, misses it. Loisel on the rebound. Good defensive coverage from the team. Here's Keith to the hoop and the bucket. Count it! Is the circus in town?
I believe it is in terms of circus shots, but my goodness, just flying down the floor with the transition shot onto the miss, and Keith going down the left side, drives inside, draws the contact. Will going cutting towards the right side, back to the center of the basket, gets it to go. Exactly what Windsor needs, something to get the crowd and the energy going across the WFCU center.
That's worth a swig of water. Took my breath away, that's for certain. And there is Keith with the and one. And off the camera, JP gives me a bottle of water. You see, he is on fire tonight, folks. No bones about it. Anderson double team right out to Bolden. Here's Williamson trying to attack inside. No basket on the play. That'll be an express foul.
Yeah, just a third of the quarter as well here. So, this is still, they have a few fouls to give. But again, gives London a chance to reset and drop the play with 14 seconds still in the shot clock.
Windsor Express were on a box defense, and now they break through. Taken away. High-low pass thwarted yet again. Jones taking good care of the ball. Here's Strong. One-on-one on Anderson. Goes inside. Now outside. Here's Frazier with the three. No good. Rebound by Strong. He picks up the loose ball.
I wonder where the box out was there on that play. Now Windsor has the chance for the second chance with a guy like Strong.
Strong, basket weaves to Keith, loses control. 10 on the shot clock. Behind the back, goes out. Jones for the three, no good. Crowd was anticipating that, but that one wouldn't fall in their favor. 116 to 112.
Surprised that really didn't go here. Really would have been a huge three with this being potentially a 1-point game. Now it's a 4-point game at the 2-minute mark.
Here's White, one-on-one against Loisel. Goes to the right side, Kyle Johnson with the three. Kyle Johnson expands this lead to 7. Frazier, easy look to Keith, gets it poked, it'll stay the express ball. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just trying to get over for the up and over, like go up and over under, I should say. Unable to get it on the, trying to get it while trying to draw the pump fake. Ends up still being bulked out of bounds, lucky for Windsor.
13 on the shot clock. Jones one-on-one against Bolden. And that's going to be a foul. But that basket will not count. So now the Windsor Express are using Lightning's fouls to their advantage, because now they only have 1 foul to give compared to the Express. They got 3 fouls to give. So now they're finding some ways to expand this clock with 1:37 to go. Strong. Misses the three. Rebound by Anderson. Once again, the Windsor Express trying to get opportunities, but they can't as Bolden gets the easy shot to go. Quick awareness by the Lightning pays off.
Yeah, the awareness to see the absolute big-time mismatch down low in the post.
Jones for the three. Yes. The Express are still into it. They are down 121 to 115. No foul on there. Johnson plays on. The scoreboard should be 121. They got to fix the scoreboard here. It's one of the reasons why the fans are being vocal here now.
Express foul, number 11, Maurice Jones, his 4th. Team 4th.
Because the Lightning should still have 121 points. I think that's what they're trying to figure out right now, and they do. This makes this a 2-possession game now. Under a minute to go in the 4th quarter. This is going to be an interesting turn of events here in the final minute of play. London Lightning gets it thrown away. Loisel for the easy 2.
Yeah, just able to get the strip on the inbound directly, and that leads to the quick timeout on a huge play for the Windsor Express. Able to get the strip, tap it back to the defender after getting the steal right off the inbound, and gets the quick bucket from Loisel.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
Now a 4-point game here from Windsor, Ontario, 121 to 117. Kevin Loisel threw it down. And that's why we are here at this moment. But under 50 seconds to go here, JP. Anything could happen. But if you're the Windsor Express, what do you need to cover on if you want to really get this game back to your side?
You either got to force a very tough shot from Windsor or, of course, try and get the steal. Right now, that is why you're seeing Maurice Jones trying to really reach in a couple straight times in a row. Because they know if they can get the steal and set up for a fast break, that would put them in a good chance, I should say. It's going to be much tougher to try and force a tougher shot from a team like London.
And a steal by Strong. Puts it up and in. They're within 2. And there you go. You talked about that coverage and the pressure, and that's one way for it to pay off. Down to 35 seconds, Williamson, quick foul, and that was the Express's final foul to give.
Yeah, they tried to bring towards a double team and ends up getting the reach-in called while he drove on by. But you got to remember, too, Doug Herring Jr. is on the bench still right now, too. Somebody that worked as a bit of a floor general, of course, for many parts of this game for the Lightning.
So now Kyle Johnson will be the trigger man here. 34.7 seconds to go. It has been pretty interesting to say the least here tonight. Anderson looking for somebody to cut down to the basket, but everybody's spaced out. Man to man. Anderson almost got poked away. It'll be Express ball. That is a rare mistake by Kyle Anderson. He had the mismatch on Maurice Jones, but could not capitalize.
Ryan Anderson there, of course, but just couldn't keep up the dribble. Like, just an absolutely worst time possible to lose the handle on the ball. That is why Doug Herring Jr. is coming back on in now for this huge possession with 26 seconds to go.
This is an interesting situation because now there's a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Game clock at 26, shot clock at a full 24. Might be rare to go for the final shot, but I don't know. 121-119 is the score. Here's Jones inside for the tie. Ties the game up. London will take a timeout. And now the adrenaline's set on Windsor's side. The WFCU Center on its feet. And you know what? Those are the plays you really need to capitalize on if you're London.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the last plays before the turnover as well. And the plays like that you need to capitalize on because it was a tough layup there for Maurice Jones to penetrate by and having to basically have it hover into the air basically for a little bit of a floater in for off the rim. But right now, for their play right now, for the last shot potentially of the game, mind you, they got to find a way to get into the right people's hands. They got Doug Herring Jr., of course, back on the floor to run the offensive play. But then you have to figure out how are you going to get this open up. I think it's going to be about separation, really, and going for the best possible shot. Do you go down low in the low post? Potentially, very likely. Or you try, and if that's not there, I should say, go onto the outside and hit the triple. Or else, this could go to overtime.
Yeah, now you've got the option of finishing the game off. The shot clock will not be a factor here as there are under 24 seconds to play. But man alive, we said this once and we said it again. This was going to be a game. Once again, the London Lightning haven't had a lot of luck coming into the season series. They lost 4 of 5 games against the Windsor Express, and a majority of them came here at the WFCU Center. Now, They want that odious statement to become extinct after tonight because they could possibly set here for a final shot or, worst case scenario, overtime. Williamson will inbound, 13 seconds to go. Herring Jr. on the ball, 12 seconds left. Herring Jr. driving to the right side. Here's Johnson. Johnson fires a three, and it goes! Kyle Johnson knocks down the three with 1 second to go. Bill Jones calls a timeout. Kyle Johnson, an unsung hero. He didn't have the hot hand tonight, but boy, does he come up to the occasion.
Absolutely huge shot. That was with the defense right in his face, with his arms up, mind you. Just able to arc it up over the defender and able to get the bucket to go. This is going to be an absolutely crucial play call here, I think, for Bill Jones at this point.
Because now they have to go for the three, but now the open look has to go on your side. Good coverage by the Express, but once again, it's just the ability to get that shot to go where it matters the most.
Yeah, exactly right now, and they can't have an inbound play like they had with the exact same time, mind you, just about from the end of the first half. If they have a inbound like that, this game is over. They got to get the perfect play call to get the red hot shooter. I'd say going in Omar Strong open for the bucket on the perimeter, or else this game is over, said and done.
Omar Strong has made a spectacle of this ball game here in the second half. Mind you, the Express were down 15, but they were able to come back. Now they find themselves down 3 with 1.3 seconds remaining. And now it's quite apparent that both of these clubs don't have a timeout. So this could either do it or we play on. The fate is in the Windsor Express's hands.
Yeah, that's going to be absolutely nerve-wracking, I think, if you're a fan at home, that's for sure. Like, if you follow through with this, a lot of fans probably just jumped up and down off the couch right now. Right now, the Windsor Express fans probably waiting for the exact same thing, but this is easier said than done, like I said. You have the first option, of course, with Strong. Second option, I don't know who you can go with the second option with Keith on the inbound. Probably go Blaisdell and or Maurice Jones here. This has to be a perfect execution. That's why they're swapping them out.
3-game winning streak on the line for the Express. The inbounds pass will go from Maurice Jones. Jones over Keith. Almost for the tie, and the London Lightning pull through and pick up their first victory at the WFCU Center here this season. 124 to 121. Fantastic effort, but once again, you got to expect this when you watch the 401 rivalry, JP.
Yeah, it was an absolutely intense game, that's for sure. Shaquille Keith had a chance to bring this to overtime, which I think the reason they swapped out Maurice Jones and Keith for the inbound was because of his ability to make those acrobatic kind of shots. That time, just a touch too strong off the back rim. Ends things off. Absolutely intense finish to the rivalry, but had to vocalize to some. I don't know, when it comes to Doug Herring Jr., if he was on the floor a bit longer, do you think this might have been a bit of a different story compared to the close game for the finish?
No question about it. 124-121 is the final. Knoxstrom postgame coming up when we return here from the WFCU Center.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money. Ay.
All right, welcome back up here to the media booth. Knoxstrom postgame as the London Lightning prevail 124 to 121. JP, what did it come down to in the last few minutes of this one?
I think it came down to the last few minutes, really. Just the way to have the strong defense, strong turnovers, but in the end, I think really, for sure, was strong offensive plays because it was like a light switch, so to speak, when it came down to the wire when Doug Herring Jr. came back on in to run that play, which led to the Kyle Johnson triple. So it was really, I think, coming down to coaching with who they were bringing in and who was on the floor on top of the defense really down this final stretch, even with the big buckets like Johnson's right there to seal this one off tonight.
Yeah, Kyle Johnson's three will go down as a good shot in a never-ending installment of the 401 rivalry. We've seen the Express try to go man-to-man on that final play. Could have they done anything different besides what we just seen here?
I think to do things a little bit differently, they might have needed to bring up a double team when they seen the pass go on the outside because, as I mentioned, if the inside wasn't there, the outside would have been their top option. Yes, they had the contest there, but in terms of that shot, I think if you brought in our double team and take away the ability to fade away to the right side to get it over the defender, it might have led to the missed shot. Who knows? A lot of variables could have changed, but I think it would have really helped to bring the double team for that last shot in that situation because that was one-on-one defense for that one acrobatic shot from Johnson.
And you know the London Lightning, they held their own. It was a back-and-forth game, but they maintained control of it most of the way. Here's the thing, though. Coming into this game, the season series, the average margin was 15 points. I think is a sheer testament of that average margin dropping down tonight. Hats off to Kyle Johnson, clutch tray to finish things off. But once again, a big hats off to Garrett Williamson, the all-time leading scorer in London Lightning history. He finishes off with 27 points to boot.
Yeah, Garrett Williamson, congrats to him, that's for sure. Somebody that has been a big part of this league and a big part of the London Lightning throughout his entire career. It is a good moment for him to have a strong game and get himself on top of the record books. Congratulations right now to Garrett Williamson, of course, and congratulations on a strong game set up, of course, by once again your strong plays on the inside for drives inside.
Maurice Jones, on the other hand, finished off with 22 points. He did all he could to spur this team back on to winning ways, but when it comes to the end of the game and the end of the day, their 3-game winning streak comes to a close. But you know what? Hats off to the supporting cast. Shaq Keith, Omar Strong with a hot hand. Logan Stutz had his traditional game, but once again, haven't been able to pull it off. What are some of the positives you got taken if you're the Windsor Express?
I think some of the positives, keeping this thing very close, really, and being able to chip away. Hey, I know it's become a kind of cliche thing for me to say to keep things close, so to speak, in terms of the runs, but what I mean by that is the way they were able to stick with London when London responded themselves with more separation to get themselves back together when they started to go on little spurts and little runs. So that's a main positive to keep up head to toe with one of the top league teams in the NBLC. On top of things as well, yeah, some very strong physical defense today. At times on the inside tonight, it was 4 defenders around inside, which made it very tough. You had them set up, in most cases, for the box out, which is something they need to keep on doing, that's for sure, for the Express side. And it really shows, really, that you are able to compete with a team like London. So you got a lot of positives. It's just about keeping those said positives working in the proper way come the end of the season.
High-scoring affair nonetheless. The London Lightning, they'll travel to Moncton to play against the Magic this Sunday afternoon, rather. It'll be 1 o'clock p.m. our time. It will be 2 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. But as for the Windsor Express, they're not out of the woods yet. They got a big competitor when it comes to the Niagara River Lions tomorrow. Let's break down that. What's it going to come down to?
I think it's going to come down to, if you're Windsor, making sure you can execute on the offensive side right now. And make sure you get the turnovers kept at bay, because tonight they had some strong chances to get a little bit separation more than a couple-point lead. Then you have a pass go out of bounds, or you have it poked away because you're trying to dribble it a little bit, or you have a baseline pass passed right directly to a defender just about, or an inbound directly to a defender. So you got to clean up the turnovers, that is for sure. And the third thing really is make sure you set the tempo early on for what you want this game to be, because London and Windsor went back and forth. It showed that for both sides they couldn't set that tempo. If you're Windsor and you set the said tempo you want, which has been a mixture of fast and slow at points throughout the season, they're going to have a good shot to have their strong offense together and potentially pull away to a double-digit victory. But again, it comes down to how the River Lions, of course, have played just one game since their transaction deadline, adjust themselves to a team like Windsor for tomorrow night.
Yeah, and we've seen within the last 2 games these two butted heads. The Windsor Express, they wake up in the second half, and that's one of the reasons they've won 2 in a row against the River Lions. But once again, all leads aren't safe, as indicated here tonight, and it will be indicated time and again tomorrow night, and that's where we leave you. Once again, final score 124-121. London Lightning pull through before their East Coast trip. So once again, the Windsor Express will be back here, same time, same channel, 7 p.m. tip-off here on Knoxville TV against the Niagara River Lions, and I'm sure all the River Lions fans are vocal. They want to get into this one. They want to make this. They want to see a close game, and they're going to get one. I guarantee you that. So tune in on that. We're going to see what's going to happen tomorrow. JP will be on the call. I'll be on color, so we invite you to tune in on that. Otherwise, that's it. This has been the presentation of Knoxville Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. Till tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for JP, Justin Prince. This be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.